This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can look at things tonight. You can look at things and say, there's only 5 more games that I have to watch as an Astros fan of this crap that's going on. You could look at, they didn't play their best baseball tonight. They still got 5 games with a chance to actually make the postseason. Or you could look at it that everything is on fire and everything is awful and you just hate sports right now, because that is what it feels like in the city of Houston at this moment for the Astros and others, but specifically the Astros. Hello and welcome tonight to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I am your host, Michael Connor. Thanks for sticking it out a little bit. For those of you that are watching live, a little bit later start, just getting back in here to get this show rolling. Tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $3,000 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. All right, well, we got a lot to get into from this one. What's the number one thing that you're talking about?
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's the recurring theme of the entire season with this baseball team. Lifeless at the plate. There's another way to put it. This team, and I titled the show this tonight, and I struggle with these things because, look, I lived a life for a long time where I covered the team, and I was doing pre- and post-game shows on the radio, and I was there in the clubhouse every day, and I got to see what it means, what it truly means, get to know guys, get to talk to guys. I know what it means to those guys. They're not actually not trying to win. I did put, do they even want to make the postseason at this point? I think more than anything, that question is for you as a fan. Do you even want to watch this team in the postseason at this point? I'm being completely honest. I think I've asked this recently, but you keep watching these. I mean, look at tonight's game. The first run on the board for the A's tonight. A little pop-up in the infield. Sky is tough. You know, if you've not played baseball in your life and you don't know how hard it is to field a ball or play even softball in your life, when you got that, twilight sky going on out there, at times field the ball can be difficult. You got multiple guys in the infield on that right side there in Altuve and Walker that literally throw their hands up in the air. They can't see the baseball. So at this point, your only hope, you're never going to count on Yainer Diaz to make the play because Yainer Diaz behind the plate is an absolute disaster. Your hope is Christian Javier, and you never, ever, 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 ever want a pitcher fielding a baseball. And to me, this point, or this play in general was...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
When that ball hits the ground, Javier can't make the play. Correa comes crashing in as well. Run scores. The game is over. You knew it. I hate to be that way, but let's be honest with the situation, with the way that this team has played baseball of late. It's just another comedy of errors. It feels like every night they get out there, something's going to go wrong now. They've lost 4 in a row. This, of course, started in the Seattle series. I don't want to, completely gloss over the fact that this is a team that a week ago at home started that homestand where they swept the Rangers in the 3-game set when they needed it the worst way. And it's like, since then, complete opposite of everything. They ended the Rangers season that night. Well, guess what the Astros did to themselves tonight? The tiniest of hope that they had to win the American League West came to an end tonight. Now, technically, mathematically, they have not been eliminated from the American League West tonight. The Mariners did secure their playoff berth, but it ended Sunday when they got swept. It ended tonight. The only hope that this team has is being a wild card team, and that's not a guarantee. Honestly, what this week is going to come down to is which of the two teams that is absolutely choking all over their own vomit going into the postseason here, the last week of the season, is going to choke on it less than the other one. Between the Astros and the Tigers. Because the Tigers are doing everything in their power to fall out of the playoffs. And they've lost their division. They're not in first place in the division anymore. Cleveland is now ahead of them. I think they're technically tied, but Cleveland owns the tiebreaker and whatever. And then, of course, the Tigers are now the last wild card spot in the American League. Here's what I do know. Like I mentioned, I do know that these guys do want it. Of course they want it. They don't want the run of postseason play to end. There will be jobs questioned if they don't make the postseason this year, without a doubt. Do I think there will be wholesale changes? I would be a little bit surprised. But I don't think that you can rule anything out when you don't make a postseason after, look, the last time they haven't made it was 2016. We can be honest with our assessment of the baseball team that even if they do get there, we don't think that they're going to do much because they have not shown us any ability at all to go out there and be a consistent baseball team and beat people and be dangerous. And really, more than anything else, I could talk about the pitching left and right, not giving you what you need, giving up 5 runs tonight, errors, whatever it might be. They scored one run. One run in a hitter-friendly environment against a team that has absolutely nothing to play for, against a team that's been beat up against all season long. They scored one run. One run. One. This has been the most pathetic season at the plate I think I've ever witnessed from a good team. I don't want to say ever witnessed because I was one of the few that sat around and watched 50-win baseball when they sucked. Because I just glutton for punishment and I just love baseball, so I'm still going to watch it. But when you have a team that is a contender, this has been rough. And it's even more rough when you think about it and you go look at it. You look at the picture of the American League as a whole. God, the American League is so underwhelming this year. I mean, so underwhelming. It is such a winnable league. And yes, they had an element of bad luck throughout this season. We all know that. We've all acknowledged it. We've talked about it till we're blue in our face when it comes to health. Health has been absolutely atrocious for this baseball team this year, and a lot of it is not of their doing. It's just bad luck. But here's what you have to do in these situations. I say this all the time. When it comes to people that constantly complain about managers and coaches and whatnot, you at some point have to evaluate the players on the field and how they're performing. The coaches can only do so much, especially in the sport of baseball. There is so little that so many of these guys can do. And even if they give them input or do anything, half of them aren't going to do anything about it because they all use outside coaching as it is. But here's what I'm at, the stage that I'm at. I have to evaluate the players that are on the field and what they're putting out. And what they are putting out is lifeless effort, is what it appears to me as a fan watching the game. And when you get that, put out dumb product, get dumb result, whatever you might want to call it, that's what they're getting. And I said this, I think, last week or the week before. I'm saying it again now on Tuesday, the 24th, with 5 games in front of us. I do not think this team is going to make it. I hope that I'm wrong. I'd rather play 3 more games and watch 3 more games. Just can't bring myself to believe that it'll happen. They got to get tomorrow. If they want it to happen, let's talk about what they got to do. We'll do that here in a brief second. Locked On Astros Postcast. And well, before we get back to that discussion on what they got to do, let's talk about a few things here first. Why not? Let's talk about Nutrafol. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There's so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement trusted by over 1.5 million people, and it's not just the hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shredding with a proactive approach. See thicker, stronger hair with less shredding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. and enter the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. One more message before we get back to our Astros discussion. Now, football season's here. Unfortunately, in the city of Houston, it's not a good thing right now. But the NFL is back. Who doesn't love it? And FanDuel's making it, making sure that you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're, watching your team, the Texans, or just helping keeping that eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy, it's the best way to add a little more energy to your Sunday. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Astros falling tonight to the Athletics 5-1. Got to say, was not expecting that result tonight for this baseball team. And you know what I can't even do?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I'm giving it to nobody. Absolutely nobody. Because when you keep going out there wetting the bed, you're not getting rewarded. You're not getting accolades. Somebody could have hit 3 home runs tonight in a losing effort, and I wouldn't have given it to them. You know why? This is the part of the season where the Astros absolutely have to win. Have to. And they didn't. Again. Against a bad baseball team. And you know what? It's kind of par for the course right now, like I mentioned, for the city of Houston. Just as a whole, in general, for our sports picture in the city of Houston, we got it bad right now. Astros falling apart. Texans falling apart. Rockets losing a key piece before the season even starts yesterday. Not good. I'm praying for good things in 2026. Baseball team comes back strong. Rockets get over that one. Texans get some new leadership or something. I don't know. But right now, my focus is here. We got 5 more games of it. Tomorrow, they're going to toss the ball to Hunter Brown. The conversation in the clubhouse has to still be, hey, we're not dead yet. Game out, sure. Not dead. Still got a chance. The only thing that you can control is what's in front of you. As cliche as that sounds, literally the only thing that they can go win out. Detroit can win out, might not matter. But if you go out and control that, you'll feel better about things. But there is no other way around this. This team cannot lose this series. This team cannot lose the series in Anaheim against the Angels this weekend as well. I said it before the trip. At a minimum, they have to go 4-2 on this trip. Minimum. Preferably 5-1. And now they've given themselves no cushion for that. They want to go 5-1 like I thought that they really needed to. Well, you have to go out there and win 5 consecutive games. I don't think this team is even remotely capable of winning 5 consecutive games. I think about 3 is the max that they can go in a row. It's really tough right now when you literally have 0 pitching that you trust. None. Man, the self-evaluation is going to have to be so tough on yourself after this thing wraps up on Sunday. A lot of changes going to have to be made. A lot of changes if you want to get back to being the postseason team that you have been for years now. But more than anything else, winning your division like you've become accustomed to, which you are not going to do again or you're not going to do, I should say, in 2025. I can tell you this. What will happen is they will play again tomorrow. Another 9 o'clock start, so we will be late again tomorrow night. Hunter Brown, like I mentioned, is going to get the ball for the Astros. As soon as the game ends, there will be no delay tomorrow night. Again, sorry for the delay, a few minutes tonight. For those of you watching live. As soon as the game ends, we are live here on the Locked On Astros YouTube page, giving you every thought and breaking down every moment, key moment, whatever it was in the game. That's hopefully a victory. I don't want to talk about a loss. They lose tomorrow night, you can go ahead and probably put a bow on this season. That thing will be about over for this baseball team. I guess I hope you guys have a great rest of your, it's now Wednesday morning. Get over it as best you can. And we'll talk again tomorrow after Astros and the Athletics Locked On Astros Postcast.